education tonight, and then we'll say our pledge of allegiance, and we'll all stand.
It's going to be a word prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we ask that you help us to bridge the gap in our nation, state, and county. Please help us to be leaders as followers of Christ. Please help us to help those in need in Lawrence County, and help us advance our county as a whole. Please give us the courage, strength, and patience to make decisions that are beneficial to all people of our county. Help us to be respectful of each other and all who wish to better our community. Be with our law enforcement, first responders, firefighters, EMS, and all the people of our county who we are here to serve. In your name, amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Before we approve our agenda, I got a little something I need to say. With the continued address of certain ones to try to make news from no news, promotion of someone's private agenda or personal grudge to attempt to embarrass Lawrence County Council or the new county administrator, I make a statement. If we go forward in Lawrence County, I, as part of county council, sincerely believe that everyone sitting on the county council has in our hearts the best interests of the county's future. As Mr. Seegers announced his retirement as county administrator, we as county council were tasked with hiring a new administrator. Discrimination laws dictate what can and cannot be asked of a person seeking a job. Over a period of 2 to 3 months, and through our human resource department, we solicited bids for this job. We had about 50 replies for the job, and over a period of time, these were narrowed down to 3, which we announced. 3 names were released publicly. Each had a resume and application, which is public record. Later during discussions, as 3 candidates were discussed, Mr. Kamey seemed to stand out as county council's pick for this job. It was then brought to our attention that 35 years ago, yes, I said 35 years ago, when Mr. Kamey was in college, at the age of 17, he had 2 violations on his record. And ethically, I cannot and I will not discuss what county council discussed in executive session. I will say the whole council had full knowledge about the 35-year charges before a contract was offered to Mr. Kamey. With this information, we as a full county council contacted Mr. Kamey and asked why he failed to note this. Everyone on this county council personally talked to Mr. Kamey. He fully explained to everyone's satisfaction that it was something he did as a young kid and it never came up on previous jobs. After discussion by county council, we accepted his explanation and I asked him to amend his application with a letter to explain, which he did. It was added to his application. It was then voted at a later date in open session to offer the job to Mr. Kamey. It was a unanimous decision, 7-0. A contract was later written and signed. I, as chairman of county council, sincerely believe Mr. Kamey brought forward the best candidate for our county administrator's job. We elected to the office of county council to govern our county and do what we think is best for the citizens of Lawrence County. I welcome Mr. Kamey to Lawrence County, his expertise, and his family to Lawrence County. And it's signed by me. And that's all I got to say about the situation.
Mr. Chairman, may I say something?
Yes.
I would like to concur 100% with what Chairman Wood has just indicated. and I look forward to working with Mr. Kamey as our county administrator. Thank you.
Okay, the first thing tonight is approval of our agenda, and I'm gonna amend our agenda. We're not gonna have a public hearing ordinance 814, and we're not gonna have third reading 814. With those amendments, would somebody give me a motion to approve our agenda?
Mr. Chairman, I approve or move to approve the May 10th agenda with the removal of item 1 for the public hearing and third reading.
Do we have a second?
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion and second. All in favor, raise your right hand. Same as next thing is approval of our minutes for April 26, 2016. Do we have a motion to approve that?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Do we have any additions or deletions? If none, we vote by the show of our right hand. All in favor? 7-0. The first thing tonight is public hearing ordinance 816. I call on Mr. Cruikshank.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, public hearing scheduled for 816 deals with the acquisition. It notes in here 2 parcels. I think the agenda package has the corrected header and all. It is 3 parcels of property. These are for the fire service, fire substations, and these are purchases being made through the fire bond funds, as we did with the first purchase. This is the remaining 3 that will entail cover the other areas on Highway 72, Model Road, Neely Ferry Road, and Highway 76 West. We intend on closing these out next week with the Trotman. We encourage favorable approval, obviously. These were hard salt parcels for the fire service.
With that being said, we're going to open public hearing for ordinance 816. Public hearing is now open. If you got something to say, please come forward and state your name and say it. No one's here to speak. Public hearing for ordinance 816 is now closed. And I'll ask for a motion for third reading of ordinance 816.
So move to approve ordinance 816, Mr. Chairman.
Third reading.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Do we have any discussion? If none, we vote by the show of our right hand. All in favor? 7-0.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you,
Next thing is a resolution 2016-14. I call on Mr. Cruikshank again.
My night in the barrel. This is good news. Again, Project Synergy is a company that is already in Lawrence County and will be doing some expansions here in Lawrence County. They're in the upper portion of the county. They have committed to invest at least $8 million. It will not entail at this time any new jobs, but it will actually preserve an industry that has been here for quite some time and has been expanding. Mr. Coleman and the Lawrence County Development Corporation worked hard with this company to get them to this point, and they have committed to this investment, which for the size of this company is a substantial investment. What you have in front of you is the resolution, and following that, of course, is the ordinance that would do 2 things. One is to approve a fee in lieu agreement that will be forthcoming, and you'll have a full draft of that before second reading, and to also include them in a multi-county park. They are not currently in a multi-county industrial park, so in order to get qualify for the fee, we have placed them in a multi-county park. They'll be in the Octagon 2 park.
So project side there, side energy,
Yes,
side,
sir. Synergy. Simple.
That's, just a nickname.
That's just the name. They will disclose the name of the company after that meeting. That's our understanding. So it'll be a company that I think all of you are very familiar with.
And I understand it's $8 million.
Yes, sir, at least.
Do we have a motion for resolution 16-14?
Move to approve resolution 16-14, Mr. Chairman.
Second, Mr. Jones' motion.
Motion and second. Are there any further questions? If none, we'll vote by show of right hand. All in favor, raise your right hand. 7-0. Next one is ordinance 818, and it's basically, it's the same thing, it's,
This is the ordinance for the people agreement, and 819 is the ordinance for the Oakland Park.
I'll ask for motion for ordinance 818 on first reading.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Motion and second. Do we have any other discussion? None, vote by show of right hand. All in favor? 7-0. First reading ordinance 819. Mr. Truesdale.
Yes, sir, this is to take the Project Synergy and place them in the Oxford Industrial Park to amend the master agreement governing that park to include this project. We encourage favorable approval.
Do I have a motion first reading ordinance 819?
Mr. Chairman, I move for first reading approval of ordinance 819.
Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? None, we vote by show of the right hand. All in favor? 7-0. Next is consideration of a 5-year exemption PL development, and I believe I read where this was not recommended to do. Mr. Creekstein?
Yes, sir, I'll explain it very quickly. Any company that takes over or buys out another company, Field Development's bought out Bill Aaron Industries a couple of years ago. They can apply to this council for an extension of the 5-year abatement that companies are entitled to, and that's on any non-school tax. It basically affects the county. It generally applies to new manufacturing establishments, where there's job preservation and various things of that nature. They would be entitled, and I have no objection to them continuing whatever 5-year abatement that is currently in place. What they're asking for is another 5 years in addition to that. And there have been no new jobs or no new investment in this plan. So for that reason, it needs to come up very infrequent. For that reason, we don't believe they qualify under the tax code and would not recommend the council to approve an extension other than to allow them to complete the 5 years of any existing 5-year lease that they bought at the time in 2013 when they purchased.
I'm gonna open the floor for discussion on this before I ask for a motion. Has anybody got any questions about this?
This is the company that the home office in California is now. And there's not, you don't think there will be a negative impact in Lawrence County?
Well, the negative impact, if you approve the extension, would be that the county would get no revenue for another 5 years. The negative to the company, no, I don't think there's a negative. This is, it's marginal as whether they would even qualify for this, and in my opinion, they don't, because it's not a new establishment, there's no new jobs.
So you're going to relocate that plant somewhere?
Yes, sir. And they're in the process,
Is that in Canada?
possibly. And of course, they can qualify at that time for a field.
If they relocate, then they can qualify.
Well, they would qualify for field practice, which would be better than 5 years later. And it's been 2 years since they acquired the plant, they waited 2 years to make the application. So I thought it was
Are there any other discussion? Well, I'm gonna put this on, I'm gonna put this on the floor for a motion, if everybody wants to put in a motion.
Mr. Mr. Chairman, due to there being no additional investment and no additional jobs being brought at this time, I move that we do not approve the 5-year extension.
Second it.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Coleman's back there. Is there any been discussion with Development Corporation regarding this company?
Oh, we got the request, a copy of the request that was sent to, I think, the auditor's office.
Okay.
And, I think there's been these requests in the past, and they've traditionally not been granted.
Thank you. No further question. I just don't want to lose this company.
Well, and I think they know that one of the key factors in this, like Betsy, I found the section I was looking for, new jobs, full-time, or 150 new jobs, or their equivalent. And that, in my estimation, they're retaining the same people that have already been there. That doesn't qualify as new jobs because the company, nothing against the company, it's just that they don't qualify.
I understand. No further question.
My main agreement with it is that we're in a budget crunch, and to need to increase some funds to avoid having a deficit, and that it's best that we continue to do what we have done in the past, and if they ask for it, we deny it, and we beat the funds. So that's what we've done in the past, and I think we can continue that.
Is this the first one we ever turned down?
No, sir.
Ain't been many.
No, and there's only been probably 3 or 4 over the years that I've been in the county. And like I say, most of the time, it's a non-qualifying situation, but you don't blame anybody for the attempt to try to get the deduction. There are other avenues they have to recover any lost revenues that they may feel that they're paying out of their taxes. But this directly affects your county taxes.
Mr. Chairman, I feel like in this case, we entered into a previous agreement with this same company for their investment. And in this case, if they continue to meet that, I certainly have no objection in this case.
Okay, we got a motion on the floor and a second to deny this 5-year extension. All in favor, raise your right hand.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
We're a little early, but, we set aside a 15-minute period for public comment. We have one person that signed up. Is it Morgan Rowland or Rowland Morgan?
It's Morgan Rowland. Hello again, I'm Morgan Rowland, and I'm the Lawrence County Community Organizer for an environmental conservation group called Doggo Alliance. This is now my 3rd time speaking before you about the concerns I have regarding a proposed in vivo wood pellet facility for Lawrence County. My intention for continuing to speak at public meetings is to emphasize the importance of protecting our beautiful southern forests from this destructive industry. Burning our forests for fuel is extremely damaging to our communities and climate. If allowed to build in Lawrence County, this industry would lead to increased deforestation, as well as increased noise and dust pollution in the surrounding area. In vivo claims that biomass, or wood pellets, are a form of green energy. But true green energy should produce minimal harmful effects, and biomass does not adhere to this standard. This industry would also lead to many unnecessary expenses for the county. The increased truck traffic from logging would cause additional wear and tear on roads, which would then be left to the county to repair using taxpayer dollars. A possible decline in property values could also be seen in the area surrounding the facility due to the increased noise pollution, as well as the increased particulate matter pollution from the production processes. The market for this industry is short-term, since it can only function as long as there are forests available for it to clear cut and use to produce wood pellets. Once the supply of available forest land has been depleted, the industry will then move on to another community with more available forests for it to harvest. This county would then be left with expensive infrastructure that is no longer useful. The cutting and burning of forests is extremely harmful to the well-being of the community. Lawrence County should not support this industry's efforts to build in the area and use our forests for fuel. If other southern communities, such as Fairfield County, are able to stop this industry from destroying their natural forests, then so can Lawrence County. It is up to us to protect our forests for our future generations, so that they too will have the opportunity to witness the beauty of the natural areas of the southern U.S. As I mentioned at the last county council meeting, I would appreciate the opportunity to meet with members of the council to discuss my concerns more in depth. I will also be hosting a meeting that will be open to the public in June at the Lawrence County Public Library to provide more information to residents on the damaging nature of this industry and answer any of the questions they might have. Thank you again for your time.
Okay, public comment time is now closed. Do we have any administrative report? Okay, we're gonna have,
Mr. Chairman, before you go on, I got one thing if I could interrupt. I just want to direct these remarks to Ernie Seegers and tell him that I think this might be his last council meeting officially. It's been my honor and privilege to serve with you for that portion of the year. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I will, this is my last meeting, I guess. I've been retired in about 6 weeks, but Mr. King will be here on the 23rd of May, 2 weeks from yesterday. And he came down last week and spent this wood. Jones came by to speak to him, he was down here most of the day. I think he's been house hunting, so he'll be here on the 23rd. I'm in a little bit of a state of flux about what I'm going to be doing. I think what I'm going to do is probably work through next week on a part-time basis and then make myself available to him by telephone if he has a question. I ain't be around the office when he's in there and be hanging around. But I do appreciate the quick time tomorrow. Thank you very much. I enjoyed it immensely and I've been, my retirement has been well publicized. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
I have talked to Mr. Seegers about this, and it would be to our advantage if Ernie can be available for anything that he can help our new county administrator with as the transition takes place. But next thing is going to be comment from council members, and I'll start with Mr. Keith Dodd.
Mr. Chairman, I appreciate the opportunity. I want to also follow up on your first remarks as we open the meeting. I feel like the seven of us did due diligence with Mr. King. I certainly enjoyed speaking with him on multiple occasions, and I fully support him as he becomes part of our county. I appreciate the opportunity.
Gentlemen,
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. I also want to echo Mr. Tolson's comments. I also fully support Mr. John Caney, and looking forward to him starting here in our county and continuing to be here in our county. And once again, I want to thank Mr. Ernie Seegers for his many years of service as well. And that's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Knight.
I just want to thank Mr. Ernie Seegers for all the years and time and ulcers that this council has given him, and he has done a wonderful job. I'm so thankful for all law enforcement and employees that pick up the ends all the time and helping us get through our days.
Chairman, I would add, on my retirement, most of what I got was places to eat whiskey. So I feel like I'm going to have a good time.
Ms. Isaac.
I hate to be repetitious, but ditto for Ernie, and I'll vote for Mr. Ken to show that we were in the majority, that everyone was concerned and everybody voted, and that means that we are supportive of him.
Mr. McDaniel.
Yes, I just ditto what everyone else said, and Ernie, it was a pleasure working with you, and if you need any help with the whiskey and food.
Mr. Peters.
Mr. Seegers, I'd just like to thank you for your leadership and your dedication to Lawrence County over the years. And you don't find many people who will devote a career like you have to Lawrence County to any organization. And I certainly thank you.
Thank you.
I would say that when this was brought to my attention about Mr. Canyon, I felt like it was trying to embarrass him. My wife and I were sitting at the supper table watching the national news, and it was showing a place up in Canada, a town in Canada that was on fire. 100,000 people were being evacuated, their homes were being burned to the ground. They had nowhere to go. And I told my wife, I said, boy, we got a lot to worry about. Something that somebody did 35 years ago when these people were being burned out of house and home. I said, haven't we got a lot to worry about? I'd like to ask everybody on the council that has some questions about the junkyard ordinance to please put it on paper, and we'll get it to the planning commission so they can address each item. If we put it on paper, it'd be better than trying to do it right here in open session and talking about it. That way they can see what we're interested in. And I asked at the last meeting for everyone to visit the EMS headquarters. Did anybody have a chance to do that?
I did today. And I don't know where this is the time, but they're in need of a place to sleep and run their calls out of. It's dangerous. We need to take care of that very quickly. The carpet's gone in there. They have one tiny air conditioner. I believe they got 5 bunk beds in it, 4 or 5. It is in terrible shape. They have no organized storage places that are good. In fact, that building is just a total shame and disaster to us trying to run our EMS service out of there. They deserve better.
I would ask again if everyone hadn't visited, if you could take a little time and just go by there and visit it, I'd appreciate it. I think we got a committee meeting on, about the feelers. I'd like for that to be organized since we're in budget time. And Mr. Thorne is here with us tonight. And I read something about Mr. Thorne's wife a couple, 3 or 4 weeks ago about she was somewhere and saw a lady that needed a kidney. And I think Mr. Thorne's wife donated this lady a kidney. She was just a stranger to her. I don't know all the facts about it, but I just want to publicly say, tell Mr. Thorne and tell your wife thank you and appreciate the Christian things he did to do that. With that being said, we will have a meeting following this on our budget. I'd ask for a 10-minute recess if there's nothing else coming before council. Are there anything else? If not, we stand adjourned.